Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to our channel. Once again, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, back with another video. So today is a really heartbreaking day for a lot of fans of the series we'll be talking about, because sadly it will be the last episode for now at least. Unless of course it gets picked up by another streaming service along the line. And of course we're talking about The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, or Chaos to some fans, you know, the CH, it's an acronym. It's an acronym. So again, it is the fourth and final season of Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, not Sabrina the Teenage Witch, of course. And if you're confused of how the seasons go, they usually come in pairs. Usually there is 2 releases within the year. So for example, the first season was released, I believe, in July, and I forgot the year, but you know, one will be released in July and the other half would be released in October or something like that. And for this season, sadly, they just released it all out New Year's Eve, guys. New Year's Eve. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Of course, it's not so happy for the fans because, again, sadly, it is the last season for now. So before discussing season 4, let's just go through very quickly the past season. So season 1 was definitely, I think, the weakest season for Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, because it had a very slow start, but actually after the first few episodes it does pick up and doesn't look back, guys. I guess that's where a lot of new viewers were thrown off the hype train after the first few episodes. But guys, if you want to get into Sabrina, then I suggest you just power through the first few episodes of season 1. And of course, season 2 was actually really good, and season 3 was where again a lot of people were thrown off by a lot of musicals. They had a lot of musical numbers in season 3, and yeah, personally I didn't mind the musicals. I thought it really just pushed the duality of Sabrina's lifestyle of being a witch and all the dark stuff with peppy, fun cheerleader musical things, and I thought it was cool. It kind of works, at least for me. I didn't mind it. So for me, the highlight of the entire series was definitely the Christmas special of the first season, because I thought that was really cool, the way they did it and the way it led up to Sabrina with her parallels to Jesus and all that. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a really cool lead up to season 2. And of course, now that season 4 is here, I think that season 4 is actually the best season out of all we've seen in Sabrina. And yeah, so let's just go through why we got to that conclusion. So that's just a fast forward review of this video. So from here on out, there might be a lot of spoilers. Well, there will definitely be some spoilers because we'll be talking about some of the wrapped up storylines, some untied loose ends they did. So they kind of left a little bit of breadcrumbs, if you may, for, I'm guessing, HBO Max, I think, because a lot of fans are really trying to push HBO Max to pick up the series, and hopefully they do. And because they ended it really well, but there are some, again, some breadcrumbs that you may pick up from where you can build a lot more stories with. So I think that's a cool way they did it. So just a quick overview of season 4, guys. So the series begins with them figuring out that the Eldritch Terrors are now here and they have to fight each one for each episode, and I thought their pacing was really good, although I believe they could have just made more episodes with each terror, and I thought it would be fine, but that's just me wishful thinking that for them to extend the series even more. But yeah, actually my complaint for the first season was the first few episodes felt a bit too long, that they could have cut out some scenes and made it a bit faster, so we got to the more fun parts a lot quicker. But for here, I think it was fine. The pacing was really fast. They got through each terror, one per episode at least, or some even two per episode. But you know, that kind of crossed over. So yeah, almost one terror per episode. So I think their pacing was fun. It's kind of like a, you know, those old Scooby-Doo cartoons where they just caught the villain at the end of each episode. And you know, Sabrina was born from that era. You know, Archie and Scooby-Doo, they were all born from that era, and I think that type of format works well for them, because I think a lot of people really miss those types of things, those types of shows where they just got the conclusion right away, like mini episodes, and that was fun. It is fun, and it shows here too. I'll be saying a bit of a spoiler, I guess, or if you've seen the trailers, then not much of a spoiler, but I really love how they did the Sabrina on Sabrina cameo, guys. So if you missed it, well, there was one scene, I'm not gonna say where, but there is one scene where Sabrina is in a costume of none other than Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and if you don't know what she looks like, let me show you right here. I think I have. So yeah, we have here the OG Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and you do see her cosplaying this, rocking this costume in one of the scenes, and I thought that was just a fun nod to the original. Speaking of nods to the original, there is a cameo of the classic, the OG Zelda and Hilda from the 90s series. Was it in the 90s? Yeah, I think it was in the 90s. I was a kid back then, and I loved Sabrina, even the animated version, just everything involving Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I don't know, I just did. I guess from an early age I had a thing for occult stuff, and of course back then it was lighthearted, it was very cartoony, very just magically magic and fun. And of course, now that we're older, I did appreciate the more gritty and darker version of Sabrina and the chilling adventures of Sabrina. And again, yeah, it's just so sad to see it go. Hopefully they do. Again, HBO Max, come on, man, pick it up because it's such a unique world the way they did it, because you know, we have mix of witch lore and of course some Christianity lore. They do have some pagan lore, like the Greek gods and all that, their ancient artifacts, and of course they have like the fairy tale stuff, which was really cool, and just a lot of pagan mythologies all around the world. And that's just an amazing way. I think that's the first time we did, because shows like, for example, Buffy, I don't know. I really don't know, but usually shows just focus on one mythology and just runs with it. And for Sabrina, they sort of just threw in a lot of other elements, and which is fun, which is, I think it's kind of unique to them. And of course, again, going back to the cameos, who a lot of the fans were just wondering where Talking Salem was, and it's just, the final season was just a lot of fan service, and I think a lot of fans did appreciate that, because the OG puppet Salem is here too, and he plays a big role, man. He plays a big role, and we're not gonna spoil it, but yeah, it was fun seeing him, and his craziness, the OG Salem, and yeah. It was a bit weird what happened to him afterwards, because he was portrayed as an all-powerful creature in the other realm. But yeah, let's not go too deep into that. I'll leave it at that so as not to spoil you guys. Just a bit of a downside for me. I thought they were really going all in on the Eldritch Terrors. Like, I was hoping to see like Cthulhu, how do you say that? Cthulhu? Well, there was some sort of creature like him, but not exactly. And of course, the Eldritch Terrors are Lovecraftian by nature. If you don't know H.P. Lovecraft, he's just one of the best horror writers of old, the olden times. He wrote stuff about Cthulhu and just really weird cosmic horror that just, I don't know, it resonates with me a lot, and it reminds me of like old 80s to 90s shows like the X-Files, and now I remember the Twilight Zone, and those were really, really fun times, and really this creepy horror, like Black Mirror stuff of the 90s and 80s. And I think one of the charms of Sabrina is they tried to bring some of that back, although this does have a bit of a longer story arc compared to those, because usually Twilight Zone would be like one story and it's done, the next story will be different. And yeah, I think the ending was a bit weak, but yeah, I think they have multiple ways to bring back the characters that died. We won't say who, but a lot of two of the major characters died in the end. But again, knowing Sabrina and their lore, and they do have a lot of ways to bring people back. I mean, seriously, I'm questioning why they didn't use the Lazarus pit. When you from season 1 and 2, come on, when they bury people or witches in the dirt, the Spellman mortuary, the graveyard there, when they bury witches there, they usually come back to life. Hilda died a couple of times, she was brought back to life, but I guess it should be done immediately after you die. I don't know how that works. And of course, Mambo Marie, I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but she gives a gift, a particular item to Zelda near the end, which I think it's kind of related to life and death. We're not just giving hints, but not spoiling anything. There's this magical gift that Mambo Marie gives to Zelda. So yeah, I think that could tie into how they could resurrect these characters if HBO Max does kind of picks it up. But yeah, and the big bads of this series, so we have Father Blackwood, of course, and Lucifer. Their destinies in the end were kind of ambiguous, because there is a way for those two to be back. And yeah, one question I have lingering in my mind though is about Lilith, because at some point she lost her power for some reason, and then in the next episode she kind of it kind of didn't matter because she could still do whatever the hell she wanted. She still could go back and forth through hell and summon stuff, and it was a bit weird for me, man. So yeah, well, how does this magic banishment work? I guess it doesn't, man. So yeah, those are just some of the plot lines that left a big question mark for me, and yeah, hopefully those are the starting points where they can pick up from if they do get picked up by another streaming service, and hopefully they do, because for me, Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a really good series. I'm not gonna say it's the best. Again, there are a lot of plot holes. I mean, seriously, the one with... Okay, so this is from the last season. So when two timelines, like the one Sabrina and there are two Sabrinas, right? So when they meet, they're not gonna cause a time paradox. They will just create a new timeline, right? I mean, I guess that's how it works. I mean, from science, right? There are no time paradoxes, but I guess for the case, their universe, it does, I guess. Fine, whatever. It will cause a paradox if they keep in close proximity or whatever. So, okay, fine, whatever. But that just made me a bit cringy. So I guess that's all I had to say for Sabrina, the final season of Sabrina. And I really, the last season made me laugh, it made me cry, it satisfied my fan service, and it's overall a really great season. I think it was definitely the best season out of all the seasons of Sabrina that we have, again, so far, hopefully. And yeah, so with that, we're giving it a solid 8 out of 10. For the final season, we're giving it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, what do you guys think of the plot holes? You get me? You get the plot holes? If you watched it, yeah, and if you want to talk spoilers, just type in the comments spoiler before writing your comments so we can discuss. And I really do want to discuss it because there are a lot of big plot holes and it's just fun to talk about. So what do you think? How will the two characters who died in the end be revived, and will they be revived? Hopefully they get picked up. Which streaming service do you think will pick up Sabrina, and which streaming service do you think they belong to the most? I for one also agree that HBO Max would be their best home because this is already an amazing world, and with a bigger budget like Game of Thrones style budget on HBO Max, wow, I think they would be so amazing. So once again, Happy New Year, guys. It's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, and we're signing off, and hope to see you on our next video. And of course, if you want to be notified of that, just don't forget to click that notification bell and that subscribe button. And of course, if you like the video, don't forget to give us that thumbs up. Once again, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, signing off. Peace.